Cheeeeese Gromit, and how you might want to think about the choices you're making, about what you're choosing. Hello, Will Perry here. Welcome to another Keeping the Conversation Alive. This is a bit of a different one. I'm tending to do different ones on Fridays. Have you noticed? So, is it really cheese? So that's my question to you. I'm focusing on cheese. We get complacent, we get easy, we get not easy. We go for the easy route. We have the. I'm a creature of habit. I have the same sort of food all the time. Doesn't bother me. Excuse me. Whereas I know people live for food, whereas have food to live, and so it's easy for me to have the same sort of thing. It's easy for me to just be a creature of habit. But I know people are real foodies, and people love their food, and I guess I'm seeing this at the moment. I'm filming this. It's in November, mid-November. We're coming up to Christmas is starting to happen, and of course that's all about all the food, isn't it? And cheese board might be one of them. I used to love the cheese boards with a bit of port. Love the stuff. Camembert and oh gosh, blue cheese and bacon and cranberry. Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? On a baguette or something. Get yourself going on that indulgence, and then the guilt, and then being fat in the new year. And I mean, it's a funny thing. Anyway, but we get complacent about stuff. We just eat stuff out of habit without thinking too much. So this is me helping you think a little bit more about it. We like what we like. We know what we like. Certain types of cheese, for example, certain types of blue cheese. Blue cheese, or smelly cheese, chinky cheese. I once had bishop's finger. Have you ever had that one in a restaurant? It was a lovely meal, but got to try a bit of bishop's finger, and it stunk. The bishop's. Who thinks of these names? Where had the bishop been putting his finger for it to stink so much? It was quite hilarious. So the bishop's fingers, that was a very, very strong cheese. So so cheese. Okay, so obviously a dairy product, but I did a video recently about it, and maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. Maybe you looked at the following information, and maybe you didn't. But if we saw that block of cheese and related it to the suffering from the dairy industry, you might want to, and the money making aspect of it, and the support that the government is behind it, the funding behind it. If you saw the whole system and the process, when you looked at that cheese, you might think differently about it. But what we do is we get complacent and get easy and just go cheese yum. Cheese yum. Cheese yum. And I'm making you want to, maybe you'll go and eat some cheese after this. If we saw that and had that connection, maybe it would make different choices. Because what it is, if you think about it, and I said this one about the milk recently, it's calf fattening juice. It's not milk, it's calf fattening juice. If it was human breast milk, would you like it? Some people might like it more because there's probably people out there that would, but it isn't. It's made from milk. It's a curdled milk. I had to look it up. I asked Siri, what it was, and it's a coagulation of the milk protein casein. You don't know how to read that, casein. It was like, right, it's like a product of milk, the curd of milk, and it's like, okay. And then they do different things to it to give it different tastes, different flavors, and different, I used to, really, really, really like it. And we get complacent about it, but it tastes amazing. But it's still at the heart of it. It's meant for baby calves, isn't it? It's not meant for us. It's like human mother's breast milk is meant for the baby. It's quite, it's meant for the baby. It's not. We don't mass produce it from mums because it would be taking it away from humans. It would be taking it away from the human babies. Of course, we don't do that. But then why do we do it for cows? Why do we put them through the cruelty and the suffering and the slaughter? Because everything gets slaughtered in the dairy industry. The cows, once they can't produce as much anymore, then they get sent off to slaughter. The males, if they bear children from their being forced and artificially inseminated, forced to have babies, when they do have the baby and they start producing the milk, and it's a male, then they fatten it up for a little bit, slaughter it for veal. If it's a female, they'll fatten it up and separate it still from the mum. The mum cries. They'll separate it and then get it going as soon as they can to produce milk by, guess what, artificially inseminating it, making it have a baby, tear the baby away from it after one day. It's an awful industry, just so we can suck their baby calf fattening juice from them and make stuff from it. You know, be it milk or dairy, dairy related things such as cheese. So there are tons of alternatives, lovely alternatives, but they all taste different because guess what? They're different. The alternatives to the dairy taste different because they're not dairy. You know. But you know what? They're healthier and it's more ethical. You don't have to go through the cruelty and all the resources that the animals take up, to produce that baby calf fattening juice that we can then do other things with it. And without the cruelty, without the slaughter, without that whole industry and cruelty and money making, and it's just so much more ethical without it. So yeah, you might see cheese. You could either go yum, or you could see all the slaughter and suffering that goes along with that. Or you could choose an alternative that actually tastes pretty good. You can use it in the same way, and with all the alternatives, vegan alternatives coming up, they're really nice alternatives that are definitely healthier for you and are ethical. They're ethically fine and ethically clean for you. And why wouldn't you want that? So I'm not telling you, but I just want to, use the opportunity to just help you choose. So my invitation to you is, what's your favourite cheese? And have you seen this video? So I'm going to put the link here in this video, down below on the email or around in the comments if you're watching this on a different format, maybe on YouTube or something. Have you, watched this video about the milk industry, because it's eye-opening, and what we do is we don't look because it's yum, tastes nice. So maybe have a look at this if you're bold enough, and it is explicit, bold enough to have a look at what the industry actually is, and I invite you to make that choice. And it's about sustainability. It's about the world. If you put this on a bigger scale, this is about the world, and climate change is a huge thing. So this directly links to that, but also the ethics of it. And you can make a change and make a difference to your health and the health of the world by making better choices. Don't have to though. All right. Many thanks. I'll put the link in here. But yeah, tell me what's your favourite cheese? All right. Speak to you soon. Oh yeah, and take the test. Take the test. How this relates to self-esteem. Sometimes we think we don't have the power and we can't do anything. We feel powerless. Guess what that relates to? Self-esteem. Do share this if you think this is interesting. You want to share this subject particularly with others. And veganism is a wonderful option, an alternative to the suffering and the sustainability issues. All right. Many thanks. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.